Hey everyone, welcome back. Camille and James here, 88 Fitness Training. We're continuing on with our beginners hypertrophy workout series. Today we're talking about legs, yes. So if you've ever wondered what the most effective leg exercises are for a beginner, stay tuned, check it out. All right, so continuing on with our beginners hypertrophy series for legs. We have a secret formula for you beginners when it comes to exercise selection, because we definitely know there's every exercise under the sun that you can do when it comes to legs, but how do you know which ones are the most effective? Well, we're gonna tell you. So secret formula is
2 compounds followed by 2 isolation exercises.
It's as easy as that, y'all.
Yes.
You start off with 2 really heavy, great compound exercises, and then wrap it up with some isolation work for different areas of the muscle on the legs. So to start off, we are gonna pick barbell back squats, y'all. Yes. So this is an excellent, the king of exercises on leg day, the squats.
You better believe it.
It's gonna work on your quads, your hamstrings, your calves, your lower back, everything. So that makes it a really great compound exercise because you're moving at multiple joints using multiple muscle groups.
You better believe it. King of leg exercises. If you're not doing squats on leg day, I wouldn't even call it a leg day.
Absolutely. So you wanna make sure you're safe in there. Place the bar on your back, come on out, and you're just gonna squat down. Go as deep as you can. Like, everybody's different. I can't squat as deep as James, and my form looks a little different. That's okay. As long as you're not round in the back as you come down, you're gonna be okay. Make sure you also have the safety arms on here, or you're squatting like on a Smith machine or something like that. Go ahead, you're good, you can rack it. But squats are great. You're moving at the hip, you're moving at the knee, you're moving at the ankle. You are working.
You're definitely working. This will put a load on your whole body and your cardiovascular system if you're doing it right. Just make sure you put the effort and intensity and do the heavy weights.
Yeah, so as soon as you're warmed up on leg day, right out the gate, you want to hit the barbell back squat.
Yes.
So even if you have to start with maybe just an easy bar or something like that, go ahead and do it. But squats is where it's at. And the barbell is great because over time, we can progressively overload, which just means we're making it harder. We can add more weight plates to either side.
Yeah. Pro tip, as a beginner, I got nauseous a lot of times from doing squats. You do them intensely, you might get nauseous. Chew gum.
Yeah, that's a great tip, absolutely.
Pro tip on leg day, chew gum. It'll keep you from getting nauseous.
Absolutely. And then you also want flat shoes. I don't know if you guys can see James' feet or not, but he's got relatively flat shoes versus like cross trainers like I'm wearing. These have a little bit of a heel, so it places more weight on the ball of your foot. You really want to drive through your heel as you're doing squats to generate the load. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, right out the gate, right after you're warmed up, hit the barbell squats. We want to do 6 to 12 reps, and anytime you can do more than 10, add weight, y'all. That means it's too easy.
You got it.
And we are here to work. I mean, gut busting effort, y'all. That's what it takes to increase muscle size.
She beat me to it. This is the one. This is your bread and butter. This is the one you want to give all you got. On leg day,
Yes.
Give all you got to the squats.
Absolutely. All right, compound exercise number 1, barbell back squats. All right, y'all, exercise number 2, also a compound exercise, the leg press. Absolutely. So go ahead, hop in there. We want to place the feet about midway on the pad, push up, rotate those safeties out, and then come on down. You see that? Yep, those are the safeties there. All right, in terms of how deep you come down, you want to come down until your hips start to curl off that pad. So stop just short of that, and that is the perfect range of motion. But this is a really nasty compound exercise. It's going to be really taxing for your legs. It's predominantly maybe a quad exercise. However, you are still working hamstrings. Your glutes are still going to feel it. Your calves are going to feel it. You're moving at the knees. You're moving at the ankles. It is overall a pretty taxing exercise, especially as you start to add these weight plates on here.
100%. You can load the weight up on this, and you can go to failure on leg press. Safely. Don't fail on squats. Go to almost fail on squats. If you fail on leg press here, all you gotta do is hit the stopper. You're not gonna die. The weight's on the stopper. It's not gonna squish me. All I can do is push out the back, but it's light, so I'm gonna push it back up.
Yeah.
And again, it's cold in here, so don't pay attention to my hood.
But this is a great one. You want to make sure you're hitting full range of motion, y'all.
Yep.
No partial reps. Bring that sled down just before those hips start to curl off. And then shoot back up. You never want to lock out the knees, so keep that slight bend in the knees as you push up. Yep, keep them soft, keep them safe. But it's a really great exercise, compound exercise. Between the squats and the leg press, this is going to be pretty taxing. Like, if you did nothing but those two exercises and went home, you did a good job. So just keep that in mind.
Beat me to it, yo. If you put the effort and intensity in the squats and you go to true absolute failure on leg press, you're probably going to go home because you're done. You're going to be done after that. Believe me. The effort you have to put in to fail on leg press is incredible. It's absolutely insane, the intensity you have to put in to fail on a leg press. You will want to go home, but we still got isolation movements to do.
Yeah, and James is talking about pushing the failure, and I think this is something as a beginner, it takes time to realize what failure means. And you know, one of the things I tell my clients is a cue. It's like, if you could push it back up and put those safeties on, well, you didn't go to failure.
Nope.
So go ahead, make sure, you know, the stopper's in place, you got the arms, everything's safe, and then push it to failure. Like, go to your true failure point.
Right. Failure means you won't be able to push it back up.
Right.
So you're on your 8th rep. You squeeze out your 9th, just barely got the 9th. You're going to get the 10th. And you're pushing with everything you got. Go ahead and spot yourself, and you still can't push it up. That's true failure, right? That's true failure. All you do, set it on the rest, and push yourself up.
Yep, you got it. All right. Exercise number 2, the leg press. Now that we've completed our 2 compound exercises, the barbell back squats and the leg press, we're finally ready to do some of that isolation work. So we're going to come over to the leg curl machine, and this is going to isolate the hamstrings, which are on the back of your legs.
Right.
So go ahead, you're going to get set up in there, put your feet up, you're going to drop this lat pad. That's really important, y'all. Like, you definitely want to be able to generate force against that pad as you curl the legs down. So flex at the knee and squeeze. Let it come up and back down. This is a really great isolation for the hamstrings. You shouldn't feel it anywhere else besides the hamstrings. That's why it's called an isolation exercise. And it's a really versatile piece of equipment. Most gyms have them. You should have them. And even if you don't, you could do standing leg curls with a resistance band, a looped band, or something like that. But you definitely want to work the hamstrings specifically.
Yeah, good pro tip on here. Just lean forward a little bit, get a better contraction on your hamstring squeeze there. If it helps with your mind to muscle, think about your bicep. It's the same flex as your hamstring. This is called a leg bicep. Your hamstring is your leg bicep. Works the same, you're curling the same way, and then you're contracting and squeezing the same way as you do your bicep.
All right, so isolation exercise number 1, the hamstring leg curl. Isolation exercise number 2, the leg extension. So this is gonna isolate the quadriceps, the quads, top of the thighs there. So go ahead, hop in, hook the feet underneath, and then bring it up and squeeze those quads. We really want to do nice, slow, smooth motion, no jerkiness. And we want to get a nice deep stretch at the bottom. Come up, contract those quads, just like that. And as you're doing this, you really want to pull those toes back towards you. You want to flex them. That keeps more tension on those quads. But man, after doing the back squats, the leg press, and now this, your quads are going to be smoked.
You're going to be crawling out of the gym.
So
Yeah, good tip on this, put the seat all the way back, so when you go down, you got constant tension, the weights aren't touching. I can probably, yeah, you go back, you don't want the weights to touch, now I have no load on the quads. So put the seat all the way back, keep tension on the quads.
There you go. So 6 to 12 reps, same thing. If you can do more than 10, add some weight. Definitely. But that's a super great exercise. Isolates the quads right there on the top of the legs. And that's all there is to it, y'all. That's isolation exercise number 2.
Yeah, and once again, on the isolation exercise, you can really get a good mind to muscle connection with your muscles. You know, on the squats and leg press, you're gonna feel burn. You might not get a good mind to muscle, but you're gonna definitely feel the burn. On the leg extension, leg curl, you can definitely get a good mind to muscle connection and really get that going.
All right. All right, y'all, there you have it. There is our beginner hypertrophy workout for legs. It started off with 2 compound exercises, the barbell back squats and the leg press.
The king.
The king. Now some of you might be wondering, why didn't we choose to do a deadlift for the hamstrings as one of our compounds? And I'll have to tell you, the deadlift is one of the most technical lifts that there is. So as a beginner, you really have to spend some time learning that form before you can really just like hit the ground running and lift some weight. So when we're trying to build up size, barbell back squats and leg press are going to be a little safer for you, and you can really just right away load up the weight and get the exercise in, whereas the deadlift takes time to master that form and technique.
Great tip.
So from there, we picked 2 isolation exercises, the leg curls for those hamstrings and the leg extensions for the quads. All right, y'all, so that's the secret formula. 2 compound exercises, 2 isolation exercises, and that's all there is to it.
Yeah.
Believe me, if you put every ounce of energy into those 4 exercises, it's all you're gonna need. You're gonna be ready to go home.
Great tip for a beginner on leg days. You gotta bring a little something extra on leg day. It's not like any other day in the gym. It is completely different, and you better bring a little bit of extra
Absolutely.
on leg day.
All right, y'all, I hope you've enjoyed this beginner series. Make sure you check out the other videos. We've got one for each major muscle group. And definitely check out our leg playlist. And as always, hit that like and subscribe. Camille James, 88 Fitness Training.